Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be recommending top 10 Cultivation Manhua. So, without any further delay, let's start the list. At number 10 we have Back to Earth. Wechat was a celestial being who failed to become a real immortal and was regressed back to Earth with his most valuable treasure. Now with the godly cultivation method of his past life, he gets strong quickly and promises to make the people that ruined his previous life pay in blood. At number 9 we have Super Wechat. The protagonist Chu Tianlin was a loser who was broke and couldn't get a job after his graduation. But his luck changes completely after he accidentally gets a Wechat update on his phone. Now, using the app, he could buy celestial tools and start cultivation in order to reach the peak of his life. At number 8 we have the Master of Knife. Chen was considered a loser by everyone, but no one knew that he was actually the owner of one of the biggest hotels in the country. However, everything changes after he picks up a mysterious ring which had a powerful cultivation technique inside of it. And after training with it for a long time, he finally becomes someone who gets along with various beauties and defeats the talents from all around the world. At number 7 we have My Senior Brother is Too Steady. After getting reincarnated to a different world, Li Changshu decides to become a cultivator. Now, in order to survive in this harsh world, he decides to keep his powers a secret and train himself in all the survival techniques. He wished to remain hidden and safe in the mountain until his ascension to immortality, but everything changes when his master brings in another disciple. At number 6 we have the ultimate of all ages. The protagonist Gu Fiyang was the strongest among the 10 martial emperors. But one day, he meets his demise and gets reincarnated 15 years later in the body of a weak cultivator named Li Yunxiao. And thus begins his heaven-defying journey of rising to the top once again, along with countless other talents of the current generation. At number 5 we have the First Sword of Earth. The protagonist Wang Sheng gets regressed to the night before the sudden increase in the spiritual energy on Earth. Now he uses this opportunity and goes to Wudang in order to learn martial arts from one of the supreme masters of his previous life, and thus, he begins his path to immortality. At number 4 we have King of Manifestations. Li Luo was the Nanfeng Academy's best student who outshined his peers. However, he was born without a manifestation that caused him to fall behind his classmates. But after getting the gift left behind by his parents, he finds a way to obtain a manifestation of his own. Now with nothing holding him back, Li Luo decides to become the strongest king of manifestations. At number 3 we have Soul Land 5. Tang San was a powerful cultivator who had rose to the status of a god king. However, he dies and gets reincarnated as a baby in a strange world where humans were the slaves of other superior race. This is the story of how he rises from the status of slave and become the last hope of the human race. At number 2 we have Azure Legacy. After witnessing his mother's death, the protagonist Meng Chuan trained very hard, hoping to avenge her death one day. But his peaceful training days were over after his wedding engagement gets cancelled, and at the same time the sanctuary falls into the hands of foreign forces. Now, in order to protect the people of Ning City, Meng Chuan picks up his sword and vows to become the strongest. At number 1 we have Supreme Exorcist. Bai Ziyu transmigrates into a world full of demons, ghosts and exorcists and discovers that he has a system which can help him raise his body's stats. Now he decides to explore various forms of martial arts and masters cultivation techniques and embarks on the path of an exorcist in order to become the strongest.